I finally found the perfect camera backpack for me. Is it the perfect one for you? Hi, I'm Sean, a wildlife photographer based in San Francisco, and today I'm here to review my favorite camera backpack, the Nomatic Peter McKinnon Luma 18-liter camera backpack. Now let's quickly go over the specs of the bag. The bag is 18 liters, like I mentioned, which for me is the perfect size. One thing I hate about most camera bags is that they're just too big. I don't want to wear a jetpack around just to take photos. I know the 25-liter Peter McKinnon bag is super popular, but for me, the Luma has some advantages in both its size and its design. This one is 18 inches by 11.5 by 7, and I think that 7-inch measurement is the most important. Most camera bags are super thick when I don't really think that they need to be. It weighs 2.6 pounds empty, which is very light for a camera bag. For reference, the ever popular Peak Design Everyday Backpack 20 liters weighs 3.7 pounds. It also comes in a few fun colors, but I went for black for that stealthy look. Overall, I think it's a pretty minimal, nice design. It doesn't do anything groundbreaking, but I don't like my bags to be loud and scream, "I'm a camera bag." Now let's go through some of the key features. It opens from the back, which I prefer so you don't get your back dirty when you put it on the ground. And the reason I love this bag so much is the complete customizability of the inside. This bag is basically a box that you can do whatever you want with. I'm mainly a wildlife photographer, so I tend to use some pretty big lenses often, but for vacations and fun shoots I like to pack lighter, and this bag lets me do both. You of course have your standard camera dividers, but you also have this shelf that you can move up and down or just take out entirely. You can customize the size of your camera compartment based on how much gear you're bringing, so you can bring your shelf all the way down and have room for clothes and toiletries for a weekend trip, or bring it up a bit more to fit more gear. Or just take it out entirely and completely stuff it. And you can of course take all the dividers out and just use it as a regular backpack. I tend to actually use this bag for non-camera purposes when I travel with dividers in it because it keeps everything super organized. If you're enjoying this video so far, give it a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next video. Now what's so great about this shelf system is it gives you super easy access from the top of the bag. So I tend to put my accessories up there that I want to get to quickly. And speaking of quick access, there's also a side access pocket to grab your camera through without completely unzipping the bag. Depending on what lenses I'm bringing, I'll actually use both the side or the top as quick access zips for my camera. On the flap of the inside of the bag, there's a bunch of little zipper pockets to store things like SD cards, filters, and batteries. And on the outside of the bag, there's a few nifty features too. There's a water bottle / tripod holder on the side that magnets shut, which is good for a small travel tripod. If you need to carry a bigger tripod, there's this little pocket that slips out on the bottom of the bag and you can hook a tripod foot. And then there's this little elastic tie that you can use to attach it to the top. Now this is probably my least favorite part of the bag. It's not a very elegant solution, and I always felt like I was gonna lose the little elastic band. And in fact, I did lose it during the process of this video. I have no idea where it is now. I think a built-in strap would have been better. I'd like to see them make this strap elastic so I could just slip the tripod underneath it instead of having to fiddle with this little rubber band all the time. Now I haven't minded this too much as I tend to just use smaller tripods anyway and just put them in the water bottle holder. You can also use the tie for some extra security on the side if you need it. I keep that little elastic thingy and other small accessories in this small pocket at the top of the bag. There's this luggage strap to put a suitcase handle through, which is nice. And there's also an adjustable chest strap, which you can slide up and down, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. There's a laptop compartment, which I can fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro in, and I also like to keep this rain cover inside from an old backpack. And on that note, let's talk about durability. Now, I don't tend to go out and shoot in the rain a whole lot, but from what I can tell, this bag is pretty well water resistant. However, it's not marketed as completely waterproof, so if you're going out in torrential downpour all the time, you might want to keep a spare rain cover around. I've been using this bag for over a year now, and it's held up surprisingly well. I don't see any noticeable wear, and it's actually stayed pretty clean despite me never actually having to clean it. I found that when I put this bag on the ground to get gear out, the back stays weirdly clean, like it has some kind of dirt resistant coating or something. So how comfortable is it to wear? Well, overall I'd say this bag is pretty darn comfortable. And I think one of the main reasons is since it's so slim, it sits really close to your body, so there's less leverage pulling you back. The back is nice and padded, and the adjustable chest strap helps distribute some of the weight. Now I happen to love this bag, but who is this not for? Well, one of its biggest pros for me, the size, might be a con to you. If you use big telephoto primes, they're probably not going to fit in here. My 200 to 600 with the camera attached pretty much maxes out the vertical space in here. Or if you have a ton of accessories like audio and lighting, you might want to look into something a bit bigger. And like I mentioned before, if you're a harsh weather shooter, there's bags out there with more heavy duty weather sealing. And it's also not super cheap. Right now it's going for $229 US. It's definitely more than some of the budget options out there, but in the world of camera bags, I'd say this is solidly mid-range. Some of the bigger backpacks can go for the $300 to $400 plus range. So yeah, that's the Nomatic Luma Peter McKinnon 18-liter backpack. That's a mouthful. For me, it hits that sweet spot of being slim, customizable, and super practical. It's not perfect for those high roller primes or you storm chasers out there, but if you want something that will hold up to moderate sized zooms and double as a travel bag, I think this is a great choice. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments what camera backpack you're using right now, or if you think the Luma could fit your style of shooting. And if you want more gear reviews, wildlife photography tips, location guides, and more, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.